Welcome back. I have ruined my life. Let me begin the story from the start. Approximately 2 years ago, I, 28 female, encountered my boyfriend, 27 male, at work, where we both had jobs in the same floor. Initially, I didn't find him attractive, but being the person I am, I decided to befriend him. I noticed that he rarely interacted with our coworkers unless necessary, and preferred to spend his breaks alone rather than joining our other colleagues. So we became friends in a way, and our interactions mainly consisted of lighthearted teasing. After a few weeks of this, he asked me to be his girlfriend. I said yes, and we made it official. One day in December last year, he introduced me to his former college roommates, whom we'll refer to as Hunter from now on. I was immediately drawn to him. He was a hunk. He stood over 6 feet and was lean but muscular. The contrast between him and my boyfriend was brutal. I was so giddy upon meeting him, and we casually exchanged numbers in front of our boyfriend, who was oblivious to my feelings, and was just happy 2 very important people in his life clicked immediately. The 2 of us met at a later date at a friend's party, and we got closer. I could feel his eyes lingering on me throughout the night, and I confronted him. Then he came clean about his attraction, and I reciprocated. Nothing happened that night, but we met a few days later, and that's how things turned physical. We started meeting frequently after that day and had sex. My boyfriend was unaware of my feelings for Hunter, so he would invite him over on Friday nights for bro nights. We never attempted anything while he was in the vicinity because we didn't want to risk the exposure. One day, Hunter came a bit earlier than usual. My boyfriend had phoned in earlier and said he would be running a bit late. This gave us the perfect opportunity, and we got into bed soon. We were still in our foreplay when the door burst open and my boyfriend barged in thundering. He looked disappointed, hurt, angry, you name it. I was mortified and quickly pushed Hunter off me to cover myself, but the damage was done. My boyfriend didn't say anything. He just kind of stared at me from the doorway while Hunter got up unhurried and held out his hands to my boyfriend. To my horror, my boyfriend handed him what I think was a $20 bill. They both then kind of stared at me and left. I found out later that Hunter had bet my boyfriend $20 that he could get me to sleep with me. He had noticed the changes in me in his presence on the very first time I had met him. He had alerted my boyfriend that I was bad news, then made a bet later on. I'm at a loss for what to do. I still love my boyfriend wholeheartedly, and I feel so broken that I hurt him so bad that he's refusing to even come out when I'm about. Deep down, I know that Hunter and I weren't suitable for each other in the long run since we're too different, so I don't even know why I did what I did. I feel used. Hunter used me for a cheap lay with the excuse of a bet, and my boyfriend let it happen. How he came home and crept on our bed knowing I had been with his friend a few hours ago, I do not know. And it makes me lose all respect for him. Did they get off on the fact that they were both doing me simultaneously? The very thought makes me nauseous. I'd still like to work things out though. My boyfriend has ordered me out, and since I refused, I have tenants' rights. He's given me eviction papers. So now I have under 10 days from the moment I'm making this post to get out. I have nowhere to go as of now. I've called my sister, but she refused. She and I have never been tight anyway. I haven't been working since the beginning of this year due to my health issues, so I don't have much savings. I've been applying for jobs left and right, but nothing is coming through. I do not know what I'm gonna do. What would you do if you were put in this situation? Comments. Stop attempting to coerce him into remaining committed to the relationship. It's essential that you give him the space he needs and allow him to take the lead. Your statement is highly offensive and gives the impression that you acknowledge your wrongdoing but desperately want him to stay with you, even if he may not desire it at this moment. Because you have nowhere to go or a job to support yourself. He is avoiding you, so it would be wise to acknowledge this clear sign and wait for him to initiate contact with you. Individuals possess varying levels of tolerance for infidelity, and much of it relies on the extent to which their relationship is intertwined. Hence, tolerance for infidelity can differ, but it's not within your authority to determine your partner's threshold for tolerance in this matter. It appears that this transgression was beyond what he could bear, and I understand his decision to end the relationship. You must face the consequences of your actions. Story 2. Me and my boyfriend have been dating for more than half a year now. I was lonely, and he was the one who fills up that loneliness. I couldn't question the happiness he brings into my life, but I'm not sure if I loved him. During the second month, I was on Tinder and I met a guy. We went out and kissed. As I reached home and looked at my reflection, I slapped myself and realized what I did was awful. I cheated on my boyfriend. I wanted to tell him, but our relationship is just going on smoothly. He's a nice guy, honest and loyal boyfriend. He's funny and smart. If I tell him what I did earlier in our relationship, he might forgive me, or probably not. I don't want to lose him. As days go by, I'm falling in love with my boyfriend. He's the best thing happened in my life right now. I'm sorry I can't tell you the truth. I'm scared to lose you. I'm sorry I was too late to realize that I really care for you and loved you. The guy I've dated also has a girlfriend. We talked about our situation and decided to keep it forever. We'll keep our mouths shut. Edit. University is like a small world, especially my boyfriend liked going to parties. I wasn't supposed to, but at the time he messaged me and I couldn't take it anymore and tell him let's just forget what happened. There I have found out we were in likely the same situation. I'm ignoring his messages, although he still keeps texting me. I just don't want to block him if anything happens. I'm scared like one day I'll wake up my boyfriend would find out the truth and leave me. I can't take it, especially now. I know I did something awful, but I learned my lesson. I treated him so good. I was trying to be the good girlfriend. I supported him. I never stop him going to his parties. I never invade his privacy and respect it. I just did one mistake, but that wouldn't define me. The burden of guilt serves as its own punishment. It's advisable to keep it to yourself at this stage and use this feeling as a reminder if you ever consider straying again. While kissing someone else after 2 months may not be catastrophic, there's no justification for inflicting that pain on him now. Instead, endure it as a form of self-imposed penance. Comments. You need to come clean and show him all the steps you're willing to take to show you've changed and it was a mistake. Write an honest and genuine confession and apology and read it to him. Let him feel whatever he feels. Give him space. Tell him you're willing to do anything to be with him, but let him know you completely understand if he wants to break up or take a break. For the next few days, you may want to sleep somewhere else and let him decide on how and when to communicate. Don't pressure him in any way and answer all of his questions honestly every time over and over again. Let him know that he didn't do anything wrong and it's your fault. Take full responsibility and be completely transparent. It's going to hurt like all hell to see him in that much pain and to know that you caused it, but it's the only chance you have to salvage the relationship and move forward. If he finds out, he's going to be 10 times as hurt that you didn't tell him. Coming forward, giving space, being fully transparent, and showing you're willing to put in the work to repair the harm and rebuild trust can work. If he did find out of his own, be prepared for much disastrous consequences. You think truth can be hidden for a long time, then you're a fool. What if the guy you made out? In unavoidable circumstances, his girlfriend broke up with him, and to deal with loneliness, he approached you and you still neglecting him. And due to anger, he tells your boyfriend the truth with proof. You will be out in an instance without any if, but, or else. I'm sorry for you, but you're making mistake after mistake. If you don't have the courage to cut off any contact with that guy on your own initiative, and to show him that you're sorry and that you made a mistake, the relationship has no future, sooner or later your boyfriend will find out. And at that moment, everything will be a waste of time, because you'll not be able to prove that it was a mistake. In case you don't want to cut off contact with that guy, do yourself a favor and break up with your boyfriend. Do not add lying to your mistake because this will be a conscious choice. You will not be able to say that it was a mistake.